Good morning. It is the Friday of Mid-Month Book Bash, and I am tired. It has been a long week, and I'm really grateful that it's the weekend. Little Babo is spending the night at his Nana's this weekend. That way we can get some stuff done around the house. We're actually going to be repainting the deck this weekend. So something we couldn't really do in like stops and starts while he napped or slept. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow morning. But let's talk about the things that I am currently reading. So I started Salt Lick by Lulu Allison. So I am about 50 pages into this. It's a slow start, but the language in this is really, really beautiful. And I'm interested in where it's going. I will say there's a lot of conversation or like asides in this about like this person or that person died in the pandemic or this happened in the pandemic. And like they later call it the October flu. So it's not like, I'm not clear if they mean like the pandemic that we are currently experiencing or if they mean like this future, situation. I don't know, because it's not like dated. Unlike Goliath, where we knew that it was like 2050, so it was very near future. This one doesn't do that, so it's not near future. But yeah, so far there's some like unsettling things, like comparisons to current day things that is a little bit, I was gonna say it's hard to read, but it's a little bit jarring. Like it feels, the language of this and like what's happening, because essentially the world is, it seems like a climate change situation where like the oceans are, like the land is receding to the oceans, and people are moving into cities and things like that. So like the countryside is becoming uninhabited. But like all of that is very lyrical and beautiful, and then you have these like kind of harsh asides about the pandemic and about white nationalists. And yeah, 50 pages I feel like is not yet a good feel for the book, so we'll see how I feel in another 50 pages. But this is what I'm going to be focusing on reading this weekend. And then I have been listening to, and I'm about 40% through, The Sentence by Louise Erdrich, which is about a woman who was previously incarcerated who works in a independent bookstore. She is indigenous, and that plays into it. So Louise Erdrich herself is indigenous. I think she is, the Turtle Mountain Band of the Chippewa. So she incorporates the fact that this narrator is indigenous into the story about her working in this bookstore where their most annoying customer died and is now haunting the bookstore. So so far it's kind of meandering, and nothing I feel like has really happened. So we'll see. So far these are not like standouts to me as far as the women's prize books, but those are the two that I'm mainly reading. I have been dipping in and out of this. I'm in, I think, the third story on this, and these are interconnected short stories about like a generational family. And I sort of feel like I shouldn't be dipping in and out of this because I think I'm going to lose the thread, which is unfortunate. But the ones I've read so far have been really good, so I may hold off on reading any more of these until I finish Salt Lick, and then just go into this full steam and read this, which is The Travelers by Regina Porter. Other than that, like I said, plans for the weekend, we are going to be painting the deck, and baby's sleeping over at his Nana's, and we're gonna do like a date night tonight, so we're gonna go out somewhere and eat. We have not been going out to eat very much over the last few years, obviously, and so it's weird to like pick a place for date night, because I feel like the menus at so many places have changed, or a lot of the places have closed or moved, or a lot of new places have opened up, but we're gonna figure something out. It's also, we're in the home stretch at the end of Lent, so it is Friday, so no meat, which my husband was a little perturbed about, because we were gonna go to this restaurant called Brewhaus, but it's schnitzel, so it's not Lent friendly, and it's Friday, so we're gonna pick something else. But we're gonna do that tonight, and it should be a good time. And then on Sunday, I'm planning to go down to the pottery studio because I have some pottery that should be in the stage where I can carve it and trim it. And then I'm gonna try to wedge some clay and throw some new pieces with that clay that I wedged. So I will try to get some footage. There's usually a lot of people down there on Sunday, but I'm kind of having that feeling where I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna do it. People can stare if they want to. We'll see if I still feel that way on Sunday. But anyways, it is 8 o'clock. I need to log on for work. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Today was a very long day. I think I said at the beginning that it's been a long week, but today was just a lot of meetings that I didn't really want to be a part of / made me mad. So I'm glad that today is over and it's the weekend for real now. I am getting ready to change clothes and go downstairs and try to hose / scrub off the deck to prep it for painting tomorrow. It's actually supposed to get down to freezing tonight, which is really annoying. So it's going to be kind of cold in the morning, so I don't know that we're going to start on the deck first thing, but we're going to have to wait till it warms up just a little bit so that the paint actually will dry. So that's going to be fun. But we are going to go get something to eat tonight, and apparently Justin ate meat for lunch, so now we can eat meat. I don't understand the rules of Lent. I don't. I did read a chapter or two in this today, and I still feel like it's very meandering. A lot of people, so the reason I ended up actually buying the physical copy instead of just reading the ebook is that so many people were like raving about this and saying like, I don't understand why more people aren't talking about this. This is so good. And so far it's just okay. That first chapter was just like gorgeous. And I do feel like the writing is pretty in it. But like, what's even happening? I just feel like I need more. And I didn't realize that there are 3 perspectives, probably because I didn't actually read the back of it. But there are 3 perspectives, and this is the first time I'm getting somewhat a second perspective, and I was a little jarred by that because for some reason I didn't anticipate that, and I thought we were just going to be getting this one family's perspective, and we aren't. So we will see. I'll keep you updated as I read more of that on whether or not I feel like it's getting better. And then I probably won't get... Well, I could listen to my audiobook while I scrub the deck. We'll see. I don't know. But I probably won't get a lot of audiobook listening in this weekend until Sunday. So that is that. I am gonna go get changed now and get started on the deck. I was gonna get some B-roll of that. But it's really cold out there. I just wanted it to be done, so it didn't. Yeah, painting tomorrow should be interesting. I should probably feed these cats. You hungry? Change clothes. I have my Lego for Target sweater on, and we're getting ready to head out to eat, yeah, for dinner. I don't know why I hesitated there. Hello, I'm back from dinner in my cozy clothes. I'm probably gonna go downstairs and watch something, like a movie or something with Justin. Woo! So, probably not much reading getting done. Honestly, will I watch a movie or will I just pass out? My cheeks are a little flushed because I had a delightful alcoholic beverage. Then we had a cheese plate. I had trout and Justin had steak, but we shared them. Also got the yummy beets and goat cheese that they have as a side. And then we got dessert, which I had creme brulee and he had key lime pie, but it was all really delicious. It was nice to have like a night out and just, I don't know, enjoy each other's company and not have to do dishes or do any cleaning. Our server was very lovely. And yeah, it's been a minute since we went out to dinner. Anyways, like I said, gonna maybe watch something on TV, movie, something, I don't know, quite possibly just pass out early. I don't know, we'll see. If I talk to you later, then it was the former. Good morning. It is 9 o'clock? 8:15. It's 8:15. I indeed did just go to bed last night because I was very tired. I forgot how, like, exhausting it is to go out and do things in the evening after a full day of work. So, I was tired. I went to sleep. Now I'm gonna make some tea, and then I think I might turn the fireplace on and read by the fire because it is a little chilly this morning. It's cold and it's rainy. Well, it's like sprinkling off and on. So this is going great, this whole deck painting situation. I taped 3/4 of the way around the actual deck. My little fingers are so cold. But then I have one section left and then I have to do it all the way down the stairs, but like it's sprinkling, so I can't tape when it's sprinkling. So hopefully it warms up in the next hour so that we can start painting, because otherwise we're gonna have to pick up the little one soon. But in the meantime, while my little fingers thaw out, I'm gonna sit by the fire and I'm gonna read some of this. I've changed again. Making a little bit of headway in this, and it is getting a little bit more interesting. I am almost to the end of this person's like section so far, and then it goes back to the section from the previous person, and I'm actually really interested in the perspective that we're currently getting. It's talking about, so the first person is like out in the countryside, and it's dealing with like the deterioration of like life in the country and how everybody's sort of being driven towards the city and what that looks like from the perspective of somebody who's always lived in the countryside. And then this perspective is a woman who is who lives in London, so in the city where most people live, but she is dealing with the death of her mother and how the prison system is handled, and it's just very interesting because I did not expect, I don't know, it's just the world is getting more layers, if you will, and I am curious to see where that story goes. So there's one other perspective that we haven't gotten yet, but it looks like we're not going to get that in the next section either. So when I get there, if it's not spoilery, then I'll kind of talk about what the third perspective is. But so far, it's getting more interesting. The writing is still beautiful, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. Whew. You know you're out of breath when just cleaning up the playroom makes you winded, but I cleaned up the playroom and put everything back so that when he comes home today, he can go back and explore things without it being all over the floor. I mean, it'll be all over the floor in 5 minutes, but at least it's less chaotic, so he won't feel overwhelmed. Fireplace is still on. Still have to go out and finish taping. It got colder, so I don't know where we are with this whole painting thing. We're up to 43, but I think it's going to be another hour before it gets up to 45, so I am going to go back to reading, my book. I can just assure you of every home project that we have ever done up to this point, this is hands down the worst. I've literally just been complaining the actual entire time. It's cold and windy, but also like everything about this project, like all the things that have to be painted are like fiddly bits. It's like you're having to go around really tiny spots instead of just being able to like, you know, wide brush strokes, and it's terrible. I hate it. And I was like, does this really need 2 coats? And Justin was like, I want to put on 3. And I was like, you'll be putting the 3rd one on by yourself because your girl never does 3 coats of anything. So I hate it so much. Anyways, I'm gonna get myself a snack because it is 1:30 and I have only had that breakfast you saw me cooking. So I need to figure out something to eat right now. That's probably part of why I'm cranky.
The shoes color. The shoes color. When you undo the shoes up. The shoes went up. Shoes come up. Maybe you stick or cars will come up. Maybe you stick or cars come up. Maybe you and your glass comes up. Ooh.
It's been an afternoon. We picked up the little one and yeah, he chose chaos. He was just full of energy and like shrieking and running all over the house. And then in his bathtub, he like literally grabbed hold of the little handle thing and was like running in place and like flinging water about and being just general chaos. And then when I got him out of the bathtub, he grabbed my face, pressed his mouth to my mouth, and gave me a raspberry. And I could not stop laughing because I was like, what is happening right now? So that was a lot, but then he went to sleep pretty quickly, and I'm just watching some BookTube Prize videos. I am going to participate next year because this is so much fun to watch and listen to, and I just had a delicious apple blossom with some from Trader Joe's with some Tillamook ice cream. Yum. And yeah, so just gonna do this, watch this for probably, well, I'm probably gonna end up taking this upstairs because it's already 9:30 and I'm gonna have to get up with the baby in the morning. So where did this day go? Let's call it a night. This day has felt 14 years long, but It's now 10:15 and I have no idea what time the baby's going to wake up. Hopefully it will still be around 8 o'clock. And then, yeah, tomorrow is my time to go to the Pottery studio, so I will be going to the Pottery studio. I have quite a few things I want to get done there tomorrow, so hopefully I will have time for all of them and energy for all of them. And then I have to come back, and I promised Justin that I would put a second coat on the deck, even though there is nothing I want to do less. I really hate this project, but that's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna lay in bed and read for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to bed. But either way, I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I am somehow, both of us actually, are somehow up before the baby. So I'm gonna feed these cats and then get the day started. I think I might make pancakes. That sounds like a thing. I think I might make pancakes.
There he is! There he is! There he is! Hi! Mama got peanut butter pancakes.
Simon, look! Look, Simon, he's got some whipped cream for you.
Look. Sounds adorable.
I think someone will.
We went on a very short stroll, and now we are here collecting random plant matter. So it's a good morning. I did pancakes this morning. I read like 3 pages. Be careful with the stick, buddy. Whoa! Mommy said be careful with the stick, sweetheart. Yeah, this is gonna end poorly. Anyways, yeah, so we're just gonna play outside for a little while. So I am back from the Pottery studio. Of course the air conditioner kicks on. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me over the sheer amount of noise from the air conditioner and the road, but I'm back from the Pottery studio. I was there for a really long time today, like way longer than usual, but you'll have seen some footage of me trimming my stuff from last week. And then I took a little clip of the stuff that I finished. So some of the trimmed pieces that I didn't do any kind of painting on that I'm planning to glaze dip, and then also the ones that I did paint and carve, which I'm so happy with how those turned out. I've never done that before, but one of my favorite ceramic artists, I'll link her um, I'll link her Instagram down below. She is so good. Like, her work inspired me. Different themes on the ones that I did, but yeah. So it's basically like you paint underglaze onto leather hard ceramics, and then you go back with a stylist tool and you carve around it to give it more definition, and then I will dip it in clear glaze after it's bisque fired. So, and people who don't know anything about ceramics are like, what are those words you just said? So sorry about that. I'm getting comfortable with the terminology. But it was really fun because a couple of people, one of them, this one right here, is a bowl that I am going to give my mom for Mother's Day, and a lot of people came over to look at it because they were like, that's amazing, I love that. So that felt really good, especially considering it was like my first go about it. But like, I literally have been thinking about what I wanted to carve on that bowl since I made that bowl by accident. Yeah, so very excited about that. Yeah, and now I'm out on the deck again. Much better weather today. I still don't want to paint, but I am going to do it. So I've got to paint all the little fiddly bits like around all of these stupid poles so that we can just be done with this part of the deck. So I'm going to do that now. And oh, before I do that, I finished my audiobook of The Sentence by Louise Erdrich, and I didn't love it. It has a lot of current events in it, and Louise Erdrich owns a bookstore in Minneapolis, and the bookstore that's being described, well, I mean, at one point she says somebody's wearing a t-shirt and it's the name of Louise Erdrich's actual bookstore. So like, this is not a fictionalized bookstore, like this is her bookstore, and her bookstore has some of the features that are discussed in the book. So like, it's odd in that aspect, but also it deals a lot with like actual current events. So like the pandemic, COVID, just symptoms and fears, and I think I said the pandemic and then I said COVID like they're two different things, they're the same thing. And then like the election and the murder of George Floyd and the protests in Minneapolis, and it just was like really uncomfortable to listen to, just because like it's too soon. Excuse you. Just too soon. So I was not a huge fan of it for that reason. And also it dealt with like ghosts. I don't know. Didn't love it. Probably a solid 3-star for me. So, needless to say, don't really want to see it on the short list, but yeah. So there's that. I am going to get started on the painting now. I just got out of the bath after a whole lot of time hunching over things over the past 2 days. I was like, I need a hot bath so much. So I had to clean the bathtub and the toilets because they were gross, and I didn't want to take a nice relaxing bath in the same room with a gross toilet. So I had to do that first. But then I took a nice relaxing bath and read some more of Salt Lick. I am a little over a third of the way through, and it's still very meandering, which, I mean, I think is obviously the style she's going for. But we've met the third character. Third character doesn't have a perspective. They are part of the story. So there's that. And it's like, I'm interested, but I also am like, can we get to the point? Like, is that bad? But I'm also, I like, a big part of it so far is the like visual effect of what everything looks like. So showing you what the world looks like in this. So like world building, but you know, it's England. And so that's a huge part of it. And these cows, I don't think I mentioned that there's like a chorus of feral cows that like comment on everything. So like you'll have prose passages, and then you'll have what is essentially like poetry, that's from the chorus of feral cows, like commenting on what just happened or what's getting ready to happen or stuff like that. So it's a little it's a little out there. What is with this women's prize list and non-human character perspectives? But yeah, so it's a lot about what you're seeing. So she goes to great lengths to describe things very lyrically, and that's beautiful, but also adds to that like meandering feeling where it's like can we get to the point? So yeah, we'll see. Still reading it, still interested. Um, Hopefully I will get to the halfway point over the next day and day, I guess, because it's already what? It's already 9:30, so I'm probably not going to read much more tonight. And since I finished my audiobook, I'm going to pick up a new audiobook instead of going on to a different women's prize book, because honestly, the ones I have left in audiobook form, other than The Great Circle, I would listen to the audiobook of The Great Circle, but the other two are ones that I am sort of like, if it makes the short list, I'll read it. So we're like just over 2 weeks from the short list being announced, so I think I'm gonna just hold off on those. And if they make the short list, I will listen to the audiobooks. But sorry, I keep yawning. I'm gonna listen to the audiobook of I Kiss Shara Wheeler, which is the new Casey McQuiston book. It's a YA contemporary coming out in May. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to that. I have it on ARC from Libro FM. I also have the NetGalley ARC, but I always forget I have those. So yes, that's what I'm going to start tomorrow in the car. I will get next to none of that listened to tomorrow, but just thought I'd let you know. Anyways, I'm going to watch Simon Savage's latest Patreon video and just like relax. I'm tired. I should have gone to bed like an hour ago. It's now 10:15. But I'm going to bed now. And tomorrow's Monday somehow. How did this happen? Good morning. I am bringing this energy to my Monday. Yeah, that says it all. I am very tired. And I am also just like ready for a vacation. We were supposed to have a vacation. I've mentioned this a million times, I feel like. We were supposed to actually go somewhere in February, and then flight situation failed us and we didn't go, and like we really need to go somewhere out of town and just have some time off, basically. But here I am, full work from home vibes, and getting my day started. I really feel like I'm just now waking up. I went downstairs and put the food in the oven, and I I'm kind of shocked that it's already 8:30. And I have an inbox full of emails, so I will probably not talk to you a lot this morning. Who needs my attention at 8:30? But I will try to touch base with you at least this afternoon, so we'll see. Well, I had a shower at lunch, so I look a little bit less work from home chic, but it has been such a busy day. It's been so much going on, and it looks like the rest of the week is probably going to be like that too. So I haven't really done any reading. Usually I will dip in and out of something during the day. Haven't had time for that. Although I say that, and with the time that I did have that I wasn't doing anything, I had on a video in the background about Norland nannies, which probably if you're from the UK, you know what that is, but I had never heard of that. Or if I had, I'd never like known what that meant. Fascinating. There's a YouTube video documentary thing about it, which I'll link down below. And I went down a rabbit hole. So that was fun. Basically, it's a college that trains women and I think men as well to be nannies, and they're like elite nannies, like real life Mary Poppins is what they kind of people call them, I think, but like for like the elite, like you're rich and wealthy and famous. I think like the like Kate and William have a Norland nanny. Yeah, so fascinating, and I would love a book about that, to be honest, but that is neither here nor there. That's just what I've been up to in the few minutes that I wasn't doing work today. Yeah, so I've got like 30 minutes left of the day, and then my hair's being has a mind of its own. I have like 30 minutes of the day left, and then I'm gonna go pick up the little one, and probably won't sit down to do any reading until like 8 o'clock. But I am going to try to finish the next 2 chapters in this because that gets to the end of another section switch. So from one character's perspective back to the other. So I'd like to do that tonight. And then there's a Stitch Fix box in the mail for me, and I haven't ordered Stitch Fix in so long, but I was like, I need some like exciting, fun clothes for work because what I have doesn't fit me, or isn't flattering if it does fit me. And with this whole having to be in the office one day a week, I want some things to be excited about clothes-wise. So I'll have to check and see what all's in there, and hopefully I find something that I want to keep. But yes, so today has been busy is basically the bottom line there. And I will see you guys probably this evening. The mail is here. What have you brought me, majestic mail truck? Hello. So, I already went through the Stitch Fix box, so I'm not gonna obviously share the like opening it part with you. And I already put the 2 things that I'm not keeping into a bag, and and sealed it up. So you're just seeing the things that I actually decided to keep, which they send 5 items, and I'm keeping 3 of them. So this was a good one. So first one is this. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see it, but it's just like a long cardigan-y thing with like really cool detailing. Like, it's just super cute. It has pockets, which I love. And this is the kind of thing that I absolutely love. So wear these kind of sweaters around the house, working from home, but also I could totally wear this to the office. So yes, love that. that's the first thing that I got and kept. I literally pulled this out of the bag and was like, yes, without even trying it on. It's also super duper soft. The other one is this blazer thing. So it's just like a green blazer, and it's like shorter. It hits right at the top of my hip, which I actually really like about it. My husband was like, I don't like that in blazers, but he's not wearing it, so. But the color, obviously, perfection with my hair. And it's got these like stripy details, and like the sleeves, if you can see, the material is like a woven material. And I love it. It also, well, it doesn't have pockets. I mean, no, it does. They're just sewn shut, so I think I can open them. I don't know. That's not important to me. But like, yeah, this is obviously perfect for the office, which was what I asked for, which was like things that I could wear back into the office. But I also, because it's not like a full-on like work style blazer, I could definitely wear this like casually. So happy about that. And then the third thing I'm not gonna put on, but it is this dress, which is such a fun pattern and colors. I really like it. It has like this slit in the front, but it's like a wrap. It's sort of like a faux wrap dress, so it's enough both ways that like it's not gonna flap open or anything. Don't love the tie, but if I tie it in the back, I can just ignore that it exists, and it does sort of help to, you know, cinch the waist, whatever. But I really like the cut of this one, and it also has pockets. So that's also a bonus. There they are. So this is really cute. Definitely work wear appropriate. I'm thrilled. That went really well. This is not an ad for Stitch Fix, but I also am remembering after 2 years of not, oh gosh, more than 2 years of not having a Stitch Fix, that I really enjoy them. Like just the excitement of getting the box and opening it and seeing what was picked out for me, I love. They also now do this thing where you get a preview, and so you can look at it and be like, no, I hate this, don't send me that. Or like, yes, I'm in love with this, I want this to come, I want to try it on. So like, that's a cool added feature. But yeah, I just really enjoy it because I always seem to find things that I wouldn't have found otherwise. And several of my like staple things that I wear all the time are past Stitch Fix things, so they stand the test of time. They are good quality material. They are not cheap. That is one thing, like money wise. Some of the fabrics feel cheap and don't feel priced appropriately, and I don't buy those items. But for the most part, I would say the quality is usually fantastic, and a couple of the pieces that I've had for 5 years or more. So yes, very excited about my Stitch Fix box. I will put my referral link down below if you're interested. I don't know what it gets you or what it gets me, but I'm going to put it down there because if you're interested, then go ahead and get you some fun clothes. They also do it now for kids, which sounds ridiculous, but did I do one for Grayson just because I'm curious? Yeah, I definitely did. So that's coming, I think, next week. But I'm kind of excited to see what is going to be in there. Anyways, let me put this stuff away. Well, genuinely, how is it 10 o'clock? I don't even know. I read a little bit in this. I did not get to the end of the section. I didn't even get to the end of the next chapter. So I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna at least finish the chapter I'm on. But as far as mid-month book bash is concerned, I finished one audiobook and that was it. So there was not a whole lot of bashing of the books happening. But whatever. I am hoping that I will be able to finish this over the next week, week and a half. And then I might move on to Build Your House Around My Body, which is that and Great Circle are the two that I am the most excited to read that I haven't read yet from the long list, which is hilarious because I don't understand why I haven't read, why I haven't read them. But the other part of me is like, or you could just read something else and wait for the shortlist to actually be announced. I don't know, we'll see. My luck, the shortlist will be announced and it will be none of the books that I have already read. If that's the case, I feel like it's quite unrealistic that I will read all of them before the winner is announced, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna settle down, read a few more pages in Salt Lick, and then call it a night. So that is it for this vlog. I will see you next time. The next video you'll probably see from me is my thoughts on the first either 4 or 5 books I read from the Women's Prize long list. I've already filmed and edited that. I just haven't created a thumbnail, so it hasn't been posted, so it will probably go up after this video. And then, yeah, we'll see how the rest of the month pans out. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!